Hello everyone, it's Pink Giraffe, and I'm here with City Game Studios playing at CEO difficulty a whole game from the 1970s until 2025. As a solo dev, I developed my first game, Game City Studio, which is in a way a tribute to this game that we are playing. Very early on, I started creating my own game engine called Pinkification. I set this to be proprietary with 20% royalties because, especially at CEO difficulty, since I'm going to make some bad games, I need the game engine to give me some monies. It takes us until 1985 to finally release an actual good game, which takes us over the 500k threshold. With this, we are able to rent a larger office and hire new employees. By 2 years later, we work on a game called Universe Coaster, which gets a score of 86% and make the first week profits. While porting this game, we take an exclusivity deal of 2 years with Wataki and port the game to Wataki ST. It's around this time that we unlock updates, so we release some updates for the game to increase its hype and its sales. My next exciting game comes in 1988 and it's called Cooking Mama. And within the first week, we gained 76,000 profits. So things are really looking up now that we have devs helping us make better games. We take this opportunity of Cooking Mama's release and success to rent a second bigger office and hire more people. Unfortunately, we go too much in the red when it comes to money, and we have to take a loan to stay afloat. Not gonna lie, I feel a little panicked now because I thought I was doing well enough to not need loans. Instead of free updates, I now start releasing paid updates, i.e. DLCs, and phew, this was the right choice. Our DLCs start selling around 250 to 300k each, and I release a paid DLC after another, after another, after another, for the different games, based on the hype that is available. With the success that we had with the paid DLCs, I pay off the loan, but unfortunately we have to take yet another loan of at least 1.25 million just shortly after. In 1993, I released an evolution game called The Pink Galagos Islands. Upon release, I ported to a couple of consoles to try and get some cash since we desperately need this. The game gets 130k income on the first week of release. With that money, we start developing our first normal game, an industrial game called Mega Production. Yes, sometimes my names can be very unoriginal. The reviews are outstanding, sitting at 91%, and we know we've made a hit game. So I take the opportunity to market the game right away. The game immediately gains a 1 million profit within the first week. Upon its success, I focused heavily on porting it and purchasing new console licenses to gain as much profit as possible from Mega Production. Eventually, I dropped the price with a 95% discount to gain 1k fans within a week and continue to use this strategy to gain more fans rather than money. We nominate the game to be our Game of the Year. It says that we have 43% chance of winning, but unfortunately, when the awards come, we do not win this award. Our next big game comes 3 years later, and it is Universe Coaster Remastered. Remastering is a great strategy to take good successful games and bring them to a new life with upgraded game engines. In fact, we gained 2 million profit within the first week of release. When porting Universe Coaster Remastered, we get a score of 100. This port release gives us 15 million income within 1 week. What a release! Now that we are consistent millionaires, we no longer need money from game engines. That's why when I build the third game engine, Pinkification 3.0, I set it as internal and I will no longer sell it to my competitors. Since we have unlocked a couple more consoles, I port the game Mega Production to Skylight 95, and with a 100% score, it gains 15 million within 1 week of the port release. Not only that, I eventually ported to Skylight 3.1, which, for some reason, it gains 375 million income in 1 week, and suddenly I'm floating in cash that I have no idea what to do with. After evaluating a couple of options, we decide to build our first console, the pink station. To make it successful, we change the color to pink. No, that is not how you get success. What we do is apply for some dev kits with some of our competitors so that they develop games for our console. While building the console, we released the sequel to Cooking Mama and called it Cooking Mama 2. Shortly after release, we are contacted by Deny, who wanted to make this exclusive. By taking the 50 million deal, we are no longer able to port this game to other consoles. However, 50 million always looks nice, so I take the deal. In the year 1999, we built our first server room. By having servers, we can now create our own online dematerialized store. Some of our studios start working on new features for the store, such as wishlisting. Within a few months, our console, the Pink Station, is finally ready for release. Even within its first week, we start getting some profits, so I was pleased with my decision to build the console in the 90s. In 2002, we decided to remaster our biggest hit, Mega Production, and release it for our own console, the Pink Station. Within the first week of release, we already gained over 21 million profits. Yay! Since we are swimming in money, we release a new console which is handheld called Only Pink, and start developing Pink Station 2, which is a backwards compatible sequel to the Pink Station. While working on the console, we also developed some updates for our game engine, create our first big game, which goes kind of okay, not great scores, but still great profit, and during that time we come across a big issue for our existing consoles. For some reason, too many of our customers are returning the Pink Station console, so to not make a loss, we halt the production and stop selling the Pink Station. Luckily, Pink Station 2 is almost ready and it is in fact released shortly after. In June 2009, we released a remastered version for Cooking Mama for our new console Pink Station 2. With our hundreds of millions, we built our first university and mass hire a bunch of employees so that we can train them and improve our current employees as well. We spent some time with our developers to focus on finalizing all the features for our dematerialized store. This way, our devs have improved and can focus on bigger projects. And by bigger projects, I mean the remastering of the Pink Galagos Islands. Within its first week of release, it gains 100 million profit. This is insane! I don't understand how at CEO difficulty we have managed to make such good games. Unfortunately, by the third week, the sales drop immediately. This is because our console does not have a big enough market share to continue selling more games. With 460 million in cost, we built a studio from the ground up to put in more developers. Now this is our fifth skyscraper studio. We get all our 6 studios together to work on a AAA game, Cooking Mama 3, the sequel in our favorite series. As soon as we receive very good reviews, Geotard, a journalist for Rock, Paper, Pistol, is making an article and suggests that Cooking Mama 3 could be named the Game of the Year for 2019. This is very exciting. After 40 years, we might be able to snatch this award. The game, within the first week, sells 1.3 gigadollars, which I assume is practically a billion. With the 92% score, we just focus all of our developers to port this into as many consoles as possible. When the Game of the Year awards come, unfortunately our studio once again is snubbed, and despite the 67% chance of winning, we do not win. Knowing that the game is going to end soon, I put all my developers in 2020 to 2021 to release a very quick console sequel, the Pink Station 3. This makes over 100 million within a few weeks. The game ends in year 2026 and we have made it successfully. Although we had some pitfalls along the way and failed to win Game of the Year award, I think we had a very successful game, especially considering it is at the CEO difficulty. The high score section plays out for over 15 minutes, showing off all our accomplishments and awards during this time. I end up in the top 5% of the leaderboard at the 146th position with 4.5 million scores. What are your strategies to achieve a great score? Let me know in the comments, and I thank you for watching. Bye bye!